Hello, YouTube world. This is going to be a video on the NFL playoffs. And as many people know, the NFL is rigged. But this year, it's been kind of difficult trying to figure out who the Super Bowl winner might be. These last few years, it's been very clear that the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl. When the Patriots made the Super Bowl last year, with it being in Atlanta and the Belichick and Saban connections, and it was, and many things, it was just blatantly obvious that the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl last year. This year, it's been kind of tough. Baltimore was a real front runner, and ESPN came out with this article back at the beginning of the season, "Welcome to the Year of the Black Quarterback." And Lamar Jackson is probably going to win the MVP, and the Year of the Black Quarterback has been a big storyline, but obviously now Jackson is out, and Deshaun Watson is out, Russell Wilson is out, and if I'm not mistaken, Patrick Mahomes is the only black quarterback left. Let's see, Tannehill's white, Garoppolo, Rodgers, yeah, so Mahomes is the only black quarterback left. And something that caught my attention a few weeks ago, I noticed that this year is the 60th anniversary, the 60th season for the Kansas City Chiefs as a franchise. And this caught my attention because in the past I've seen this number 6 prominently with teams that were championship teams or coming up in important games. And I wondered if that might be a clue. The Chiefs been in their 60th season, and this might be an indication this is going to be the year that the Chiefs are given a Super Bowl. And we've been seeing this number 60 coming up in major sports lately. As we just saw this last Monday, Joe Burrow sets the NCAA single record with 60 TD passes. And there you have it. In the fourth quarter, he threw his 60th touchdown pass for the season, which was a single season record. And something else a lot of people have been talking about that's hard to not notice is all year long, State Farm has been running these commercials that have featured 2 NFL players, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of people have wondered, is this predictive programmer? Are we going to have a Kansas City Green Bay Super Bowl? Then you've got this, one of the most obvious, this bizarre commercial where this Gabe Gabriel, Aaron Rodgers' agent, has this dream. And you've got both Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes playing in this game against each other. So the Chiefs' 60th season, the State Farm commercials, the Year of the Black Quarterback, a lot of these stories to me would seem to indicate there's a very good shot the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl this year. And something I noticed from the Chiefs-Texans game this last Sunday, the number 6 was just appearing and reappearing over and over again. And I've noticed this before in games, and it's usually associated with the winning team, or I've seen it very prominently in golf tournaments with a golfer that's going to win a golf tournament. So here we see right at the start, the pregame interview, Bill O'Brien. There it is, the number 6, 6th season as Houston head coach. And 2 and 3, 2 times 3, this could be a 6 as well. And then as the game started out, the Chiefs muffed a punt, and here we see muff punt return recovered by Houston at the KC 6-yard line. There's the number 6. And here in the first half, this stat line, we see 3rd down passing, 3 for 3, 3 first downs. I read this as 33 right here. We've got the 33 displayed. And you'll see this a lot. I'm pointing this out as you'll see a lot of times in these graphics, they love to put the 3 and the 6 together, either a 36 or a 63, because when the 3 and 6 are together, that represents 6 3 times, 666, and it's 6 3 times. So Chris Jones, 36 tackles, the 3 and the 6. And this was interesting. We see here 18 punt returns, and 18 is a 666 number. 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. Why this is relevant to me is this play right here was the fake punt play. A lot of people were just going crazy over it, wondering how in the world, could Bill O'Brien make that call and fake that punt there? Well, I'll tell you how. The game's rigged. That's how. And it made absolutely no sense at the time. It was just a crazy call. Houston was up 24-7. They were on their own 30-yard line. And they had 4th and 4. This wasn't like 4th and 1. They had 4th and 4. And they hike it to the upback, who I believe is right here. And he gets tackled for a 1 or 2 yard gain. The Chiefs get the ball on the 30. They score in a couple plays, and it's 24-14. That was one of the more bizarre plays I've seen in a while because it just made no sense. Why in the world would you run a fake punt from your own 30-yard line up 17 points in the first half? Every single time you want to kick that ball deep, you're probably going to pin them inside the 20 and make them drive the whole field. But we see an 18 to 666 number right before they try this fake punt. Then a little bit later on, the Chiefs score, and we see Travis Kelce, 6-yard TD reception, 6. And then the very next graphic they show on the TV right after that touchdown, no coincidence, Kelce has 6 receptions for the game. So there's 6 and 6 back to back. Then here, the next possession, Houston has rushed 16 times. They've passed 16 times, 6 and 6. And so now we have this summary, the Chiefs, their first 6 possessions. And take note how often they do this when they're showing teams possessions. They just happen to show this for the first time after 6 possessions. And so we see here we've got a lot of Freemason numbers, 42, 33. Of course, the 33 we see is the 6 numerous times. And pay attention to this. You see this over and over again in articles and TV graphics, how you'll see 3 6s forming a pyramid here. See the 6 and you'll see the pyramid, the triangle here. And to me, I see that so frequently, I just don't see there's any way that's a coincidence. So then we have Deshaun Watson, 166 passing yards. There's another 6-6. And this was another graphic. It was at Arrowhead Stadium, and it shows in postseason all kickers are 24 out of 36. So if we divide that fraction, what do you know? We get 66666 repeating. All kickers, 24 out of 36. So there's 666 numerology. Then we get to halftime, and this is the bottom ticker going by, and it shows that Seattle is making their 6th divisional game appearance. Of everything they could say, of course, they make note Seattle is in their 6th divisional game. And this was another halftime graphic. We see Deshaun Watson, 166 yards at halftime. Then this bottom ticker rolling by points at San Francisco is the second team since the merger with 6 sacks. And we see right under the 666, the 6, the 666. Same thing, the very next stat line, it shows Nick Bosa has 6 tackles, right under the 166 for Watson, 666. Then getting into the beginning of the second half, this is it's cut off here, but this is Patrick Mahomes' stat lines. His stat line, 206 pass yards, 56 rush yards, 266 total yards, 666. And then we see here that same drive, 336, notable because you've got the 33, then once again you've got that 3 and the 6 they love to put together. When you see the 6 and the 3 together, whether it's 36 or 63, the 6 and the 3 represents 6 3 times, 666. Then we see here Hopkins, 6 receptions, 68 yards, 6-6 once again. Mahomes, 16 completions out of 26, 6 and 6. Penalties, once again, the 6 and the 3 together, 63-6 for Houston. Penalties, 6 for 82, 6 there again. Patrick Mahomes, 6 out of 10, another 6. And this is something to really note. If you think I've kind of been just, making something out of nothing and just cherry picking these numbers, and I've got my imagination is too active, then help me to explain this one. So this was late in the third quarter. The Chiefs have just scored, and their scoring drive was 6 plays. Now hang with me here for a second. Then you see the yard summary here. Kansas City has 266 yards. There's the 66 once again. And here's where it gets interesting, or this gets to be ridiculous. NFL postseason history. The Chiefs were the first team to score a touchdown on 6 consecutive touchdown drives. First since 2007 on 6 consecutive touchdown drives. 6. And something, I'm going to get back to in a minute, something I just want you to take note of. When you watch these games, notice how very frequently you'll see teams in 3rd and 6. There's that 3 and 6 again. But notice how often you'll see 3rd and 6 rather than 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and so on. It's just amazing, this game in particular, how often I saw that 3rd and 6 compared to 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, whatever other yardages. So back to this scoring drive. Once again, they pull up this stat again. The Chiefs have scored a TD on each of their last 6 drives. And, I mean, they're just beating a dead horse into the ground with this. Once again, I think this was the same drive. We see here Kansas City red zone, 6 trips, 6 touchdowns, 6-6, 66 again. And why this is notable is they just beat this into the ground. We see on that 6th drive they scored in 6 plays, boy, what an incredible coincidence that is. 6 plays on that 6th scoring drive, another 6-6. They had 266 yards, another 66 at that point in the game, after scoring on their 6th consecutive drive in 6 plays. So that makes it a 6-6-6. So they bring this up a second time, scoring 6 consecutive drives. Then they bring this up a third time. Or excuse me, I guess this was the second time. This was the third time where they brought up the Chiefs scoring on 6 consecutive drives. Why this is notable is the Chiefs actually scored on 7 consecutive drives because they scored on this drive to get to 48 points. So they scored on 7 touchdown drives consecutively, 7 in a row. That was an NFL record. That had never been done before in a postseason game. What's interesting is they never once showed that stat. After the Chiefs got to 48 and they scored on their 7th consecutive possession, they never once showed a television graphic that the Chiefs had scored on 7 consecutive drives, which was a new NFL record. But they made a point of it to show this three times right in a row, which is 6-6-6. Here we go, 6 consecutive drives. Last 6 drives. Here it is again, 6 trips, 6 touchdowns. Not to mention the fact that the Chiefs scored in 6 plays on that 6th consecutive drive. And when they score on that 6th consecutive drive, their yardage summed to 266. That is an unbelievable amount right there for that to just be a pure coincidence to me, but you be the judge. So then the last stat I'm going to show here, QB comparison. Notice the completions 22 of 33 for both quarterbacks. We've got the 33 for both quarterbacks. I don't want to get too much into that, but I don't know that much about Watson or Mahomes, but Freemason shout out with both of them 33, 22 of 33. So of course, if we divide that fraction, once again, we get a 6666 number. So 22 with 33 on both, 666 numbers. Seems like an incredible coincidence. Both of them would be at that number, 22 or 33. Then we've got a 316 is 6 with Mahomes for his passing yardage as well. So, in summary, I just want to relate a few Bible verses that are very relevant to this. And this is from Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even at the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Here's the key: knowledge shall be increased. We're noticing that we're living in the end times and last days right now, when we're getting very close to tribulation period. And it said way back in those times, the prophet Daniel, knowledge should be increased. We're seeing this exponentially, the way that technology is being increased, the way that people are finding out and understanding these tricks of the devil. All these things have been hidden for many, many years. Just a small example of this, the way the NFL and professional sports is rigged. And it says here in 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. God does not want you to be ignorant of the devil's devices and to be asleep. He wants you to be aware of them and to expose them. The Bible says to expose the acts of darkness, not to participate in them. And if there's a reason that many people don't see this, they think it's foolish and it's ridiculous. This sums it up. 2 Corinthians 4:4, in whom the God of this world, now this lowercase g, this God, it's talking about Satan, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the lie of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. And I'll leave you with this, the positive news. James 4:8, draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. If you want to know the truth, and you want to know the truth, that's the most important thing in your life. You're tired of being deceived. You don't want the comfortable lies. You want the uncomfortable truth, no matter how unhappy it makes you, how miserable it may make you. The truth is the truth, and it's the most important thing in the world. And if you draw nigh to God and seek God, he'll draw close to you and he'll show you the truth. So in summarizing, I thought that was interesting, just so many repeating sixties. The Chiefs are in their 60th season. The whole Mahomes State Farm thing, the year of the black quarterback. I don't know, if I had to pick a team to win the Super Bowl right now, I'd probably say the numbers and everything. It kind of looks like the Chiefs are going to be the team they're going to rig it for, but I'm certainly not sure on that. But I've noticed these interesting trends with the numbers, and I'm not a gambler. I believe gambling is sin. I don't encourage anyone to gambling. I believe that God sees it as sorcery, and it absolutely is a sin, so I don't participate in gambling. I'm just doing this to try to expose how it's rigged and expose the workings of the devil. But just wanted to put this information out there, those interesting things I saw concerning the Chiefs in the NFL playoffs. So God bless everyone and have a great day.